Okay, this is part 2 of opposites. Here we go. This is half. What's the opposite of half? If this picture means half, this picture means whole. The opposite of half is whole. This is the start line. Start. What's the opposite of start? If this means start, this means finished. The opposite of start is finished. This picture means bad. And this picture means good. Instead of playing with fire, he's giving the matches to his dad. Oh, you know what? I just gave it away. I'll tell you anyways, because this is kind of a strange one. The opposite of bad is good. What's the opposite of bad? Yes, good. That was a freebie. Okay, the hot air balloon is going over the clouds. What's the opposite of over? If this one is going over the clouds, that means this one is going under the clouds. The opposite of over is under. These beads are separate or separated. What's the opposite of separated? If this one means separated, this means together. The opposite of separate is together. Wow, this box of crayons is big. What's the opposite of big? The opposite of big is small. These two are small, and this one is big. 1 plus 2 equals 3. That is right. 1 plus 2 equals 5. What's the opposite of right? The opposite of right is wrong. 1 plus 2 equals 3 is right. 1 plus 2 equals 5 is wrong. Those are opposites. This flower is young. What's the opposite of young? If this one means young, this one means old. The opposite of young is old. There's wind, and it looks like it's fall. It looks cold. What's the opposite of cold? The opposite of cold is hot. Or the opposite of chilly is warm. So he's looking kind of chilly. It's windy. It's fall. He is looking very warm now. He is gonna go swim. So these are opposites. This dog is hungry. What's the opposite of hungry? This one is hungry, so the opposite means full. The dog is hungry. He wants to eat food. The opposite of that is, oh, he already ate all his food. He is feeling very full. How are you doing so far? Try to guess what the opposite is before I say it. This tree is very tall. What's the opposite of tall? If this one means tall, this one means short. The opposite of tall is short. This person is behind the tree. What's the opposite of behind? The opposite of behind is in front. This kid is hiding behind the tree. What's the opposite? Now he's in front of the tree. Oh, it's dark and the moon and stars are out. It is night. What's the opposite of night? If this one means night, this one means day. We sleep at night. The opposite is we're awake in the day. This kid is standing in shallow water. What's the opposite of shallow? The opposite of shallow is deep. before he could stand in the water, 'cause it is shallow. The opposite. Ooh, he has to swim now 'cause he is too deep in the water. Okay. This road is narrow. What's the opposite of narrow? If this one means narrow, this one means wide. Look at how small and skinny this road is. That is narrow. The opposite of narrow is wide. You could fit many cars here because it is wide. They're playing catch. Really short, really near. Oh my goodness, sorry. They are really close to each other. It's been a long day. They are very close to each other. What's the opposite of close? If this one means close, this one means far. Here they're playing really close to each other. It's going to be harder to catch it now that we're doing the opposite, and they are far away from each other. This is your left hand. What's the opposite of left? The opposite of your left hand is your right hand. Left, right, left, right. Those are opposites. Okay. This person is leaving school. What's the opposite of leaving? The opposite of leaving is going to school. This girl is leaving school. Bye. The opposite, oh, this girl's going to school. Hello. This is heavy. What's the opposite of heavy? 100 pounds is heavy, and the opposite is 1 pound. Light. The opposite of heavy, the opposite of heavy is light. Ah. Thank you for bearing with me. Here we go. These two kids are being quiet. What's the opposite of quiet? If this one is quiet, this one is loud. The opposite of quiet is loud. Sometimes when we're loud, people will tell us, shh, you need to be the opposite. You need to be quiet. Today we worked on opposites. Come back to this video and practice again, please. And I'll see you next time.